Hello guys, and welcome to my first video of FIFA 22. As you can see, the surroundings are a bit different. We're actually in the hashtag headquarters because over the summer I moved away from 11s, which is my old team, and into hashtag. So you might be familiar with this room from hashtag Tom streams, but unfortunately he's moved on and I've taken his place. So if you tune into my live stream or any of my future videos, you're going to see me basically at the HQ most of the time. Anyway, let's get into the video. This is a custom tactics video. Now, heavily requested on my Twitch. If you guys aren't following me over there or come to watch me over there, then you probably should do so because I'm live every single day. And yeah, 4-4-2 custom formation, custom tactics formation. This is what I've been running all year and I'm comfortable with it. And I'm finally at a point where I feel like I'm able to recommend it to you guys without feeling guilty about not having tested and tried it properly. Because I've been in the elite division, I've been playing lots of pros, lots of grinders, lots of really good players, and yeah, I think this is the formation for me this year, and I hope you guys can try it out and hope you guys like it. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the meat of it. All right, so I play it on the attacking style. It doesn't matter where you play, you can do it wherever. But as you can see, it's a 4-4-2. I have 94 R9. Naturally, at this stage of the game, it's very, very hard to get. He's very expensive, but you don't really have to have someone like that. Just pacey strikers. Have Kylian Mbappe alongside him. You could have someone like Timo Werner or Aubameyang, Saint Maximin, Ousmane Dembele. I'd recommend all of them as your strikers because you need speed and you need someone who you can rely on when the finishing time comes. Anyway, on left mid, I have Neymar. For a while, I was using Rashford and Vinicius Jr., who are both very good options as well. But then I bought Neymar. And on the other side, I got Messi. Now, Messi's not really the traditional winger, but the reason I love Messi and another one would be Salah was because they can cut inside and finesse. And finesse at the moment is quite a big part of the meta, you know, like everyone seems to be finessing from outside the box because inside the box, well, let's just say you're not going to have much luck. In the middle, I have Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. In a minute, you'll see my instructions on them and why it makes more sense, but they're not the most defensive duo in the world. But the way this game operates, you kind of can get away with it, you know. Pogba, he does more of the defensive work than Bruno, and he's really good at intercepting balls, little touches, passing out, everything really. And he can also add some attacking flair because he's got the 5-star skills. And as for Bruno, doesn't do that much defensively, but going forward, he's my main threat. He passes into the strikers, which is where the danger comes from in this formation. And he also can get it wide to Neymar, who then cuts it inside. So yeah, left back and right back. This is the meta defense on this game in the moment. You got Mendy, Varane, Marquinhos, and Hakimi. Very, very OP, especially Hakimi and Mendy. They're brilliant wing backs, and they're not that expensive. Marquinhos, I don't see him that many teams, but he's really good. I'd recommend him to a lot of you guys. Anyway, let's move on to the instructions. So on my strikers, I don't have anything except both of them on getting behind on attacking runs. Now, I like getting behind because a lot of the time on this game, your players will try and move the defense back, give you more space to operate, and the centre backs follow the runs, so they'll follow your attacker all the way back to their own box, and then you can start moving forward. And that's why I like the tactic. It's not to get in behind. It's not to through ball, although you can. It's to push the team back, so then you can make space for the rest of your team to play. On the wingers, I've got nothing on them. I've found they play best completely untouched, which you guys can change little things. I maybe suggest getting to the box with cross might work, but I haven't touched them. And in the middle, similar story, balanced, and that's why I like having centre mids who can do quite box-to-box work, which is people like Goretzka, Bruno, Marcus Llorente, them sort of guys, Pogba as well. All I've touched is I put them on cover centre on a defensive position. I think this is important for this game so you can stop the passes into the strikers. And then nothing on the two centre backs, even though there is a new tactic this year called Step Up. Wouldn't really recommend it. It cost me a few goals here and there, but some people do use it and to quite good effect. On my right back, I've got Stay Back. This is the normal pro tactic you'll see. You don't really want your right back and left back too far at the pitch because then you're vulnerable to counters. So for me, Stay Back on both of them is the best viable option. By the way, if you want to get a more defensive two centre mids, I'd recommend putting them on Stay Back because if you had someone like Kante, like Allen, like Sissoko, you don't really want them that close to the other team's box. So you can just flick Stay Back while attacking, and it will help you defend as well. For the record, though, I don't have any issues defending this team. I know it's a very pay-to-win team, but it's not. This tactic is really, really solid defensively, especially if you're good at player switching, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm quite a good player switcher at the moment. Moving on to the tactics. So, balanced for the defensive style and build-up play. I always like this on FIFA recently. I used to play fast build-up and other things, but I just think overall balance is what you're looking for. It's just the best of both worlds, you know. We've got 50 width, pretty standard. I think that's what it starts on. But we've upped the depth to 60. They'll usually stand a little bit in front of the halfway line, which is good. You don't really get through ball in this game if you've got fast enough centre backs. I recommend anyone with like 75 plus pace for centre back. They'll do a good job for you. And then my chance creation is forward runs. Now, this is a new one this year, and what it does is your players will, as you can see in the graphic there, your players will just try and push forward and give you options for your attack. So like every pass you make, there's someone going to start making a run that will help your attack and maybe eventually score a goal. Width, again, default. I haven't really played around with this much. Maybe you can go further out or closer in, whatever you prefer. And players in box, corners, free kicks, this is very much up to you. If you're worried about counters from corners, I'd go 2-2, or free kicks, go 2-2. But I stay on 3-3 because I want to try and get a few goals from set pieces. And as my players in box, I use a 6 at the moment. You can again adjust that. You see the graphic in the bottom right. You could make it 4 players going in, which is 7. But because my team's on stay back, my left back's on stay back, or my right back's on stay back, that 4th man won't be there for me, so it would be a waste of a tactic. So yeah, I think as for the 4-4-2, that's what I run. Very basic. And let me go back to my team. As a lot of you will probably say, it's a very pay-to-win team, and that's why the tactic works. But in fairness, I've tested it in draft, and I've tested it on a Road to Glory style account, and I can confirm this tactic is very efficient. And if you're a 4-4-2 type player, you'll love getting into this formation. I think players like me last year who didn't run the 4-4-2, I was quite hesitant in trying this formation because it's quite hard to attack sometimes. But once you learn the ways of going down the wing, cutting into your striker, finding your striker with the R1 and X passes, or RB and A passes if you're on Xbox, that's what you should do as much as you can. Get it into them, and then you'll let your strikers do the rest. Little 1-2 passes. Always look for that extra pass on this game because, as you can tell, blocks and the keepers are really hard to get by. So yeah, that'll about cover it. If any of you have any questions about the formation or tactics, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to drop a like, check out my Twitch, and check out the hashtag socials, which will all be in the description down below. Yeah, and that'll be my first video of the year, guys. I'm going to make some more. If you have any suggestions on sort of type of series or content you'd like to see, just don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, peace. Thanks for watching.